Here with the SEC on CBS is Gary Danielson. Gary, appreciate the time, and boy, this is going to be kind of mixed emotions for you in getting to see the media and one last year with the SEC on CBS.
Yeah, it's. I really wanted to be here this year. I mean, as the guy who holds the mic, for CBS for all those years and all those great games of consequence we've been doing, but just in my time, 17 years, 12. What is that? 250 games. I'll bet we haven't done 10 games that weren't of national championship consequences. So there's a lot of good jobs in broadcasting, and I wouldn't have traded my job for any job out there. I've been in the catbird seat for intensity, great athletes, passion. Everybody cares about it. I always say, to give you an example, I'm not much for figure skating or swimming or track and field, but put a gold medal on the consequence of it, and I can watch that stuff, all of it. Well, I'm doing gold medal games every week with amazing athletes, fans that care about it. It's a way of life, and the juices flow. It's not like playing. I miss playing. I still dream about playing. I don't really dream about announcing, but it's been a great run.
Have you talked to Vern Lundquist about what this dynamic of this year is and the SEC moving away from CBS?
I haven't talked to Vern about it. I know he's very emotional about it. He's very proud of it. He should be. My time with Vern was incredible. I'm glad. I don't know if people realize this, that I'm glad Vern's last 3 or 4 years he was appreciated for what he was. There was a time I felt that he wasn't getting the recognition from the SEC fans how much the product meant to him. And I don't talk much about the negativeness of Twitter. A lot of it is directed at me. I understand that. I'm holding the mic. And people don't like to have things said about their team. It's a game of opinion, college football. It really doesn't bother me. I don't love it, about myself. But it bothers me that I represent the product that CBS puts out there, and it all ends up being about me. Because we work really, really hard. Our product is second to none. We're Emmy Award-winning product. We've been a part of this explosion of the SEC. We've covered it with reference. Our crew is the top there is. We have 70 people that come in from all over the country. They're the same people that shoot Augusta. We have veteran players at all parts of our truck. Our director, our producer are as good as you can have. And I feel sometimes that the direction at me is good or bad. I hate, because the work that they do is so top-notch. I just want the fans to credit how we've tried to present a product that they love. It's their way of life, and we've tried to show it in the best possible light.
So what does next year look like for you and Brad Nessler?
Well, I'll be working. I've re-upped, and I'm very proud of it. This will be my 34th year. Next year will be my 35th year doing it. Started in 1990. I love putting the puzzle of a game together. It's very similar to putting the game plan of a quarterback. I don't know what it's going to look like. Honestly. This has been a way of life for me, for 17 years now. I'm going to go back and finish my career where I began it, so that's going to be interesting. There'll be a lot of people in the Big Ten that won't be happy with me calling their guy. I can guarantee you they'll say you're an SEC. It is kind of ironic. The SEC people say I'm not an SEC guy, and the people that aren't SEC think I am an SEC guy. So it's ironic, but it's all right. I still get to do some great. Our first game we'll be doing this year, we're going to be doing Ohio State at IU, and our second game this year in our first 2 weeks is going to be UNLV at Michigan. So we're going to get a taste of it right to start off this year, and then we'll join we always join in the third week. We don't start the first 2 weeks.
Curious, we've obviously talked about Hendon Hooker a lot the last couple of years when we visited with you going into a Tennessee game. Now it's Joe Milton that's quarterback one. Everyone talks about the arm strength. What do you think about his skill set and him taking over that quarterback position at Tennessee?
Well, I think the maturity set is the most important thing. I mean, Joe's always had this arm strength, okay? And that's important in the Heupel offense. You still have to be clutch. You still have to anticipate. You still have to be tough. You still have to be able to handle the interceptions or the bad plays. Those are all the things that, handle the pressure of being the Tennessee quarterback when a lot of it is expected of you. So all of the things that make a good quarterback, arms, being able to throw it accurately, it's all part of the formula. But I know Tennessee's excited. I know Joe has worked very hard for this opportunity, and I hope it turns out great for him. He's a great talent, and tough league for quarterbacks. So you're playing against great players, great coaches. So, but Josh has got a good, system, and I'm sure he'll be able to handle it.
How close is Tennessee to Georgia, in your opinion, or not close?
That's a good question. I don't really know, to be honest. Their system has helped them catch people off guard, and it isolates players on the field, and it's unique. The question for these systems in my mind is, can you do it every week? So it looks like Nick Saban is going to move away a little bit from the wide open pass happy game and move back to the look where they were more balanced. Alex Golish, I thought, was tweaking the offense, bringing more constricted sets, taking the running game a little bit more seriously, and giving a little bit more balance. Losing Alex is going to be a big difference. Those two are hand in glove. The question is, for me, Tennessee has now moved up to a level that they should be. But can this style be enough to win them all? Because that's how they're going to be met. They want to be Georgia. They want to be LSU. They want to be Alabama. And we'll find out, can you run and shoot your way to this in this league? I'm not sure.
Last thing, I really appreciate your time. Do you have to play good enough defense, even if it's not Georgia level defense?
I think you have to play more than average defense.
Okay.
Name a champion in the SEC that didn't play good defense. I can't.
Well, the Burrow years, there were still some high-scoring games, but they were so amazing and historically good offensively.
Right. Yeah. They had a one game against Alabama. They were pretty highly talented on defense, too. Yeah. I guess. The thing that's moving for Tennessee's way, to me, though, is right where we are.
Right.
Nashville. The population is moving back to Tennessee. I used to always wonder, can Tennessee recruit at the level? Because going south, people have to pass. They could go to Georgia. They could go to Alabama. Going north, it's Big Ten.
Yeah.
But now, with Nashville exploding the population, I think there's going to be 6-8 players a year out of the state of Tennessee that will go to Tennessee, and then you build around that. I think the stock to buy in the SEC is Tennessee. Now, whether they morph a little bit, Josh's system has worked, but will it have to be tweaked just a little bit? He's a great coach. We'll see. I'll be curious to find out.
Gary, great to visit with you. Thank you so much for giving us your time here at SEC Football.
One more thing, if I could, I just want to thank the fans so much.
Yeah.
We get caught up a little bit in the Twitter stuff. I've never been disrespected in this league. Anywhere I go, everywhere, the fans have been great. They're passionate, but they're polite, and couldn't ask for a better 17 years.
Yeah, well, we really enjoyed it. Much respect for you and those Twitter people. That's such a small percentage.
I get it. I get it. I just want to say that sometimes people come up to the field, I'm sorry. No, It's not been that way. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank
Gary.
you.
All right. That is Gary Danielson.